Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have the Seiko Nano Universe Limited Edition Spirit Smart 100 meter automatic. And this is model number SCVE037. And as usual, we're going to open this thing up, look at all the features and functions, check out the build quality, and then I'll let you know what I think of this limited edition Seiko Nano Universe watch. Now, I've partnered up with Shopping in Japan, and I am super excited. This is a collaboration I've been talking about for a couple weeks now. It finally came to be. I've got the watches in, and I'm really excited. Now, what they do is they loan me these watches. I don't get to keep them, nor do I make a dime if they sell any of these. But you can save yourself some money by using the MAV 20 off to save yourself $20, which will cover most of the shipping costs from Japan. So use the code MAV, M-A-V, 20OFF, and that'll save you $20 off of your order. And again, that's going to cover most of your shipping. Now, this is my first Seiko Nano Universe box, so this is a little bit different. Now, Nano Universe is a clothing retailer in Japan, kind of like a Gap, I'm guessing, or a Banana Republic, kind of a higher end clothing retailer in Japan. And this watch is actually released under their Spirit Smart line. And they put out a couple collaborations every year. And I think this is one of the latest ones. This is their military collaboration with Seiko. It's just a really cool looking watch. So anyway, here you go again. Seiko Nano Universe box. There you go. Let's open this thing up. There we go. Now you do get some literature. Looks like you get your, looks like it's your instruction manual. And these also normally come with a warranty card, which I seem to have misplaced, unfortunately. But they do come with a warranty card as well. So there you go, everything written in Japanese. Let me see if it's written in English as well. Yeah, it's written in English in the back, Japanese in the front. So there you go. All right. Man, I'm really excited to review these watches. I've got two more of these coming up. And again, basically what they're going to do is Shopping in Japan is going to loan me these watches. I'll get, 2 or 3 at a time. I review them, then I send them right back. So again, I'm not making anything off these watches. I'm really just, I'm just really excited that they partnered up with me. They're one of the premier Japanese watch sellers that you can buy from. I mean, they have all of the latest and coolest stuff. I mean, limited edition Thailand Seiko versions, limited edition G-Shock, Seiko, Citizens. I mean, guys, if it's Japanese, if it's a JDM watch, which means Japanese domestic market, most of y'all know that, this is the company that has it. So I'm really excited. I couldn't be more thankful. I want to thank them so much for partnering up with me. And I'm really excited to show you all these watches. I'm going to try to show you as many limited edition and rare Japanese market watches, JDM watches, as I can. Sometimes they won't be as rare as I would like, because they don't keep too many of the super rare ones in stock, but I'll try to get you some really neat watches. So anyway, here we go. Let's open this box. Well, first of all, the box, it's kind of like it got a gray feltish type of feel to it, and kind of that, like, I don't know, rose gold colored font right there. Really cool. And even the Seiko is in like a rose gold color ink. All right, so there we go. And here's the watch. Get this out of the way. And there you go, man. It's got this really cool kind of military blacked out camouflage. I think it's really neat looking. So anyway, let's go ahead and put up the specs on the left-hand side screen, and then we'll talk a lot more about this watch. All right, it is a 42 millimeter stainless steel PVD coated case, and PVD stands for physical vapor deposition, I believe. It's 11.5 millimeters thick. It's 49.5 millimeters lug to lug. It's on a 20 millimeter stainless steel PVD coated bracelet. Of course, it has a Hardlex crystal. It's 100 meters water resistant, which of course is 330 feet. It has the 4R35 movement. That's basically a 4R36 minus the day complication. It's got a power reserve of 41 hours. It's got a non-screw down crown over here at 3 o'clock. It's got a screw down display tinted case back. Let me show you this. It's actually got a tint, even though it's a display case. Get my fingers out of the way. See, there you go. See, you can actually see it's tinted. Pretty cool. It is windable, It is hackable. It's got a date over there at 4:30. Does not, like I said, have a day function since it's the 4R35 movement. It does have LumiBright, not as many applications of the LumiBright because this isn't a Seiko dive watch. So it's got LumiBright. It's just not going to be as bright as, say, a Seiko dive watch, like, you know, like a Monster or a Turtle or a Sumo or something like that. It has a fixed bezel, and this is made in Japan. So here you go, man. Kind of take it in. Interesting watch. Now, y'all know I'm not a fan of PVD coated watches at all, but this one is done very well, and the polish on this thing is insane. Super highly polished, very well done. I'm really impressed. Again, not a big fan normally of PVD coated watches because eventually this PVD is going to scratch if you're not super careful with it, and it's going to show the base stainless steel underneath. But if you're careful with it, it can last for, you know, quite a long while. And it is a kind of a hard coating, so it's a little bit scratch resistant, but not as scratch resistant as, say, like Seiko's DiaShield, nothing like that. But it's just so well done. Such an even application of the PVD coating, and again, really highly polished. It's almost kind of hard to show this watch because it is all blacked out. It's kind of hard to show the curves and kind of the highlights of everything. But it's just a neat looking watch. Again, the dial, it's got that kind of blacked out camo, big, huge indexes at 12, 3, 6, and 9. Nice sword hands. You have a nice second hand there with a little sword on the background. Again, there's your date window down there at 4:30. I wish, you know me, I like bezels around date windows just to delineate it a little bit better from the actual dial. You've got automatic and then 23 jewels, and that's really about it for the writing on the dial. You do have made in Japan down here, which it's a little hard to see, but it's made down there. Just a simple, clean dial. I like these applied indexes. All these indexes are applied, and I'll show you that Lume Shot here in a little bit. Again, not as bright as a normal Seiko diver, but then again, this is a Seiko fashion watch. This isn't a diver, so you really have to kind of expect the Lume is not going to have as many applications or layers as a Seiko diver. Let's go ahead and pop the crown out. Again, non-screw down crown, highly polished crown. Nice big crown, I do like that. So you actually, if it's in just its 0 position, that's your winding position. So let's go ahead and wind this thing up. Let's get it started there. I think it takes about 10 to 15 turns, and it starts up. There we go. So there you go. First position, obviously, is your date. If I can get it to pop out there. There you go. And that's counterclockwise. That changes your date. And then one more. And of course, that is your time. There you go. And of course, it hacks. Push it back in. There you go. Again, not a screw down crown either. Not a dive watch. And the case is really highly polished. I wish I could get some better light on that to show you how nicely polished, especially the sides of the case are. You do have drilled lugs, so you can put this on a NATO if you want. See if I can get that. This being a black watch, guys, it's a little bit hard to kind of show off on camera. There you go. There are your drilled lugs. The bracelet, same thing. You got some highly polished areas right here in the middle of the links and a little bit more brushed on the outer edges. There's your clasp, a signed clasp. Stamped metal for the scissor clasp. Not a big deal. And it does only have 2 micro adjustments, I believe. Yeah, only 2 micro adjustments, which is a little unfortunate. There you go, right there. I wish it had some more micro adjustments. All right. And looks like the sides of the sides of the links are polished as well. Gosh, the lighting just doesn't do this watch justice. It's really pretty in person, man. It's just hard to catch because it's so blacked out. So there you go. What else? Now let's show you the case back. Again, this is a tinted case back. You see that right there? I don't know if you can see the rotor going. There you go. Maybe you can. Let me wipe that off a little bit for you as well. But I've never seen a watch with a tinted display case back. Pretty cool, man. Anyway, it says, Seiko Nano Universe water resistant, 10 bar, which of course is 100 meters. It is a limited edition watch. Like I said, it's number 474 out of 500. And it says limited edition right there. And what else? I'm trying to get it in the right light here. It shows you the movement 4R35. And it shows you made in Japan right there where my finger is. And then, of course, Seiko. And that's about it. And then, of course, you see the movement under there, the 4R35 movement. So, guys, a really interesting watch. I love JDM watches because they just, I mean, the Japanese keep all the best stuff for themselves. They keep all the best stuff for their domestic market, and they send the rest of their stuff out to the rest of the world. Now, that doesn't mean the rest of their watches are crap by any means, but they really like to keep the absolute best stuff for the Japanese market. So just a really cool looking watch. If you like blacked out watches, kind of, blacked out camo, this is definitely a really, really neat option. It's not that expensive. What else do I want to tell you about this thing? It feels incredibly solid. Nice little weight to it. Not too heavy, not too light. Just a perfect amount of weight to it. And it's really a fashion watch with great specs. Now, not knowing much about Nano Universe, I'm really surprised they made a fashion watch that has such good specs. Normally, fashion watches, as we all know, are waterproof to like 2 feet. They contain, really cheap quartz movements, and they're just, incredibly overpriced. I mean, MVMT, Daniel Wellington, y'all know the brands that I'm talking about. But this is a fashion watch that I would absolutely be proud to own and kind of show off. Just a really neat offering from Seiko, one of their collaborations over in Japan. It's just a really, really cool watch. So let's go ahead and try this thing on. It is a little bit big, which is surprising. Normally, watches that I get from Seiko fit right out of the box. This one does not. It's a little bit big, but that's okay. I love the big indexes at 12, 3, 6, and 9. Feels great. Good looking watch, man. All right, let me give you a Lume Shot here. Now, don't get your hopes up because, again, this is not a dive watch. But it gets the job done. Let me go ahead and cut off the studio light, cut off my monitor, get out my trusty UV. I can't get it as dark in here as I want, but there you go. I mean, it's still Lume bright for sure, but you can see it's almost already faded from the indexes. Now, again, this room should be a lot darker, so those indexes are going to show up in a much darker environment. But look at the hands. Look at the hour and minute hand. Still going strong. And that's really the only hand you really need to worry about. So there you go. Let me go and zap it again just for fun. There we go. There you go, man. Nice looking watch. And again, I'm not a fan of two things. One, I'm not a fan of fashion watches. And two, I am not a fan of blacked out watches. But gosh, the coating on this thing is just flawless. The polishing is flawless. Just a really, really good execution from Seiko. Really nice, man. I'm definitely going to have to check out more of the Nano Universe stuff. I think they have another collaboration out here. I have to check out some more of their stuff. Just an interesting watch. All right, so I'll make sure to put a link in the description field so you can head on over to Shopping in Japan's website and you can pick one up for $338. Again, use the code MAV, MAV20OFF for $20 off, and that should cover most of your shipping from Japan. Again, watch is just a little bit too big. The lume is not quite as bright as I'm used to. But, that's not really a big deal. I mean, again, it's not meant to be, a dive watch. And also make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you click that notification bell. All of us YouTubers really appreciate it when you do that. So, guys, I'd love to hear your comments about this thing. I'd love to hear your comments about my collaboration with Shopping in Japan. And I've got a lot more of these coming. I just love the JDM watches from Japan, especially from Seiko and Citizen and G-Shock. They just have such cool stuff over there, man. They really do. So guys, anything else? I think that's it, man. Anyway, this has been the Seiko Nano Universe Limited Edition Spirit Smart 100-meter automatic. And again, this has been model number SCVE037. Head on over to Shopping in Japan and pick one up if you like it. And even if you want to get something different, head on over to the website. They've got a huge selection. Now again, all JDM models, Japanese domestic market, every watch you get from them, I'd say at least 99% of those watches are going to be made in Japan. Anyway, huge selection of Seiko, Citizen, and G-Shock watches, and I think they have some Orients as well. So head on over there and kind of drool at all the really, really cool stuff they have. Anyway, until the next review, I've got another really cool JDM watch coming from Shopping in Japan. The next review will probably be, I don't know, sometime mid next week, something like that. Anyway, that's it, and I'll go ahead and see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.